Hello, and welcome back to Violet Memoir. We had a cute phone call with with like Wallace's mother dearest, I guess. All right, that was kind of cute. Lily's crying off to the side or whatever. What's up with that? With unsteady steps, my head spinning in a dizzy frenzy, I manage to get back to the others. By the time I arrive, I'm walking straight enough to hopefully not arouse any suspicion. Attention. Giving up any pretense of still working, the three of them are all sitting around the large table. Desk. I am really just replacing words today. All of them look super relaxed, even if none of them are talking. If I wasn't so out of it, I think I'd be excited that everyone's getting along. Ah. Lucas is trying to use his phone while Oscar is leaning over to peek at the screen without any sense of shame. Lele is just leaning back on his chair, looking directly towards me with an expression so neutral, it's genuinely unsettling. Lele quirks a questioning brow, and I quickly respond with a wave that I hope comes off as nonchalant. I hope I don't look as ill as I feel. I'm not sure if he sees right through me, and isn't saying anything, or if he doesn't notice. I change my mind. Being the quiet type isn't great at all. When I sit back in my previous chair, it and Lily's were thankfully left vacant. Being surrounded by everyone is comforting. Pushing the negative thoughts away, I close my eyes and embrace the lackadaisical atmosphere. The sound of footsteps causes my eyes to open, and when I see Lily, she's already looking better than she did outside, but there's still a little speckles of evidence sprinkled about. The fur under her eyes are still damp, but now they're more disheveled, as if she tried to wipe them dry. Okay. Her slightly bloodshot eyes are only barely concealing any problems. But she's smiling, and while it has a sad undertone, it still feels genuine. Whatever the call had been about, she must be glad it's over and back with her friends. Her friends, us, me? Question mark? She's looking for some comfort right now, even if we're not supposed to know that. Bringing up what just happened would only do more harm. She'll open up to us if she wants to. I don't want to push her, even if I want to help. So I do what she needs right now. I give her a smile and a little wave, one that she returns with her own smile before coming to stop next to me. It's small, but being there for her is all I can do at the moment. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't keep you guys waiting. We weren't. Wallace disappeared for a bit, too. As she glances towards me with a curious glint in her eyes and a sly smile on her face, I don't want to know what's going through her head. By himself, unfortunately. All these choices, and he chooses alone. I just called my mom. It wasn't anything weird. Oscar and Lily give each other a look that I don't recognize, and there's a sense of dread that rapidly fills my chest. Of course you were, man. What else would a guy do when they sneak off alone? While I manage to stop my face from flushing at the initial comment, it's Lily's giggling that finally breaks my resolve, and I have to look away as my ears burn. I don't get it. Just ignore them, kid. They're being stupid. The faux insults? Yes. The faux insulted gasp, yes. Oscar gives in response is too dramatic for even him, and he just shakes his head with a grin on his face. Yeah, can't pull that off. Sorry, Lil. Lil? What kind of nickname is that? Oh man, look, there's not a lot of places you can go with Lily. You don't shorten anyone else's name. I'm testing the waters. No need to settle down so fast. The eye roll that Lele gives in response is so incredibly childish that it causes my eyes to widen. When Lele smiles afterwards, I can't help but wonder if he's finally warming up to him. Oscar really brings out this different side of him. Their dynamic is certainly strange. They bring out the worst and best of each other at the same time. What about Wallace? I haven't really heard you call him anything that isn't dude or man. He's not a fan of nicknames. Not gonna just keep calling him something that upsets him, you know. You're very biased towards Wallace. The name you give me is very demeaning. Aw, you're cute when you're grumpy. It's why I call you that. In an act of supreme confidence or utter stupidity, Oscar reaches over and ruffles Lucas's head fur between his ears. The fox is so stunned that he doesn't even react for a second before he growls at Oscar, but the growing blush peeking through his fur tells a different story. Oh, but if you want me to stop, I will. I don't want to ruin anyone's day. The fox looks down at the table as he starts to fidget with his ears, his face still visible, burning through the dark fur. If that wasn't enough, it's incredibly hard to not notice his tail thrashing behind him. It's really annoying, but my mom calls me grumpy too, so that's okay. Really? Okay. You're encouraging him. The curling at the edge of Lily's mouth, what is this? What? Mouth, bell eyes? Bells? What is this word? Oh no! His scolding tone when Lucas looks confused at the comment. He only shakes his head instead of elaborating. It looks like Lele doesn't have the heart to tease him. Soon enough, Oscar's trying to hug the fox, and Lele's half-hearted efforts to stop a scrap from breaking out makes everything feel so warm and affectionate. The giggling next to me brings my attention back to Lily and the memory of what I just saw moments ago. Looking back at the group, it's clear that they're preoccupied for now. I don't think prying is a good idea, but simply checking up on her should be fine, right? Hey, I'm worried my whisper might be too soft with Lucas now yelling at Oscar about belonging in a strip club, and now I wish I knew the context, but she turns towards me. Her previous bloodshot eyes are now returned back to her soft gold. Yes, gold on white, yes. No signs of crying outside of the stiff clumps of dried fur under her eyes. You wouldn't be able to see it if you weren't looking for it. Hey there. I hope everyone behaved. Did you have to stop any fights from breaking out? I'm pretty sure Lele is the one who stops the fightings. I'm surprised when she shakes her head and points to me before leaning forward to join me in whispering. It looks like whatever happened outside hasn't quelled her playful personality. I think Lele causes just as many fights. He's a bit of a prude. She gives a giggle that's filled with such a sweet tone that I can't help but smile back towards her. They get along a lot better than they make it seem. I think they're all growing on each other. They are? Better than that day in the library. Lucas isn't straight up insulting people anymore, and Lele's talking a lot more now, or maybe you didn't notice because you're all so nice towards you, or they're all so nice towards you. That causes me to sit up straighter in my chair and even sneak a glance towards the others. Thankfully, they're all still distant, with Lele trying to stop Oscar from making Lucas grope his biceps. Ah, yes. Really? You're so oblivious, aren't you? Lucas is right. Oscar does have a bias towards you, but they all do. I don't think I deserve that. I almost jump completely out of my skin when I feel a hand on my chest. It's not an action I'm used to feeling. Even my mother would only scratch under my chin at most. I'm still not used to having such openly affectionate friends. With both Oscar and Lily, I'm not sure my heart is going to last the rest of the semester. You're a sweet guy, and they see that. You don't need to be so harsh to yourself. Now I'm beginning to blush, just like Oscar across the table, who is now staring towards us with a raised eyebrow, but he swiftly turns his attention back to Lele, who's now scolding the other two. Leaning back, the feeling of her fingers sliding off my cheek sends a shiver up my spine when she notices and lets out a soft smile that she tries to hide behind her hand. I need to change the subject. I'm getting distracted. Are you? Doing okay. You look a little upset when you came back. I don't want to pry. I'm just worried. Bracing myself for her smile to drop, I'm left flabbergasted when she smiles even brighter. It's filled with as much admiration that I can feel my cheeks burning so hot that I know my white fur isn't hiding anything. This is what I mean. You're so caring and kind. Yes, I'm doing good. Great, even. Hanging with friends always helps. I want to ask about the call. I want to ask so badly, but I know it's not my place. I have that dark need in my chest burning. I gotta restrain myself just a little. Lily makes the choice for me when she calls out to the group. So, did our investigation go? How did our investigation go? Did you boys find anything interesting? Everyone stares at me first, and when I meekly look towards Lily, she gives me an encouraging nod. This isn't something I'm going to get used to anytime soon. I guess this is my punishment for being a loner for so long. Well, esto? Okay. That seems like more than enough for today. Despite only being here for an hour or two, I'm already feeling drained. The others look like they're handling this much better than I am. In fact, all of them look rather roaring to go. Even Lele, though the scowl he's wearing on his face gives that energy a new meaning. I don't mean to be a downer, but we didn't exactly get much shit done. In the end, it doesn't sound like we learned anything of substance from the investigation today. Just some hunches and leads, but nothing to use in our report. It turns out most of these people were just that, normal people. There's a chuckle, and I already know it's Oscar before I can even turn my head. He's leaning back on his chair, balancing himself on his large tail. I really hope this doesn't get out of hand.
Come on, man. It's just the first week. There's no need to be so serious about it. We've only had one class, and the whole thing was just about figuring it out. They don't expect us to have it all done by the next week. Trust me, I am a senior.
Yeah. Lily bounces on her chair with more enthusiasm than I think I've ever felt in my life. After returning from whatever that call was, she quickly returns back to her joyful self after only a couple minutes hanging out with us. We got some information on the important people related to the event. We can talk about how the media portrayed them too. We're doing great. I think,
The rest of the class has only just started. I have other classes to work on. You might be willing to dump all your time in the general education class, but some of us have actual real classes to worry about.
Lucas sits up straighter with a huff, his arms crossed tighter as he tries to make himself look bigger than he is. His eyes might make him look taller than me, but Lele still towers over both of us, and Oscar's just a giant. Even while he's sitting, it makes his attempt to appear on the same level as them rather childish. But his comment did drag the conversation to a halt. No one else looks like they're going to say anything after that. Maybe Lucas went a little too far there. What does this say? Sorry. He must be thinking the same thing too, because he begins to sink down in his chair while his ears press down against his head. I think I can hear him muttering an apology under his breath, but it's so soft I don't think anyone caught it. But now is my perfect time to interject. Well, I think we're doing good. Even if we haven't gotten very far, I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I'm not very used to hanging out with friends before. I'm not sure if it's my imagination or the way that Lele softens at my words, but I swear I can physically hear the tension melt away in the group. It's like a waterfall is flushing away the atmosphere in its torrent.
Right. Sorry, kid. I guess I was taking this shit a bit too seriously.
It's not a bad thing to care about your studies.
Yeah, we're burning big bucks to come here. It's good that you're dedicated. Just lighten up sometimes. You gotta pop an eyeball, specifically with all the glaring you do at me.
That causes Lele to snort, and just like that, everyone's smiling again. I want to say it's emotional whiplash, but it feels right. Exhausting, but right. Are friendships always this exhausting, or maybe I'm overworking myself? Or maybe I messed myself up a little too much with the diary. Actually, that makes more sense. If I'm this tired, I wonder how tired Lily must be. She looked a lot worse than I did. I hope she's not pushing herself for our sake. Speaking of Lily, she picks up the diary and holds it up with an over dramatic flair. We already have a big advantage on this project. With this, we have an extra leg up on this assignment. So let's just have fun for now. Okay. Okay. Suddenly, a loud car horn screeches from the parking lot next to the library. The ugly noise pierces through the quiet building. Our table must be right next to it. The loud sound causes Lily to jump, dropping the diary on the floor in the process. She's not the only one startled as Lele immediately jumps to his feet. Oscar and Lucas are still sitting, both staring at the two standing members of our team. Oscar's raised brow and smile, a stark contrast to Lucas's wide, frantic eyes that flicker all over towards me immediately. But there's something about the car horn that sounds off. Off in a way that's awful and familiar, in a way that twists my gut to the point where I'm scared I'm going to start losing my lunch. Before I can stop myself, I'm already on my feet and looking around the room. I must look like someone having a manic attack, especially if this is like last time. I must have fallen asleep again. I don't want another nightmare. However, this time the others look just as confused at the reverberating a sound, and I'm not sure if I should feel comforted at knowing that it's not just me, or horrified that it's something they can hear too.
What was that? It sounded weird as hell. Maybe.
Oscar's cut off by the sudden cracking sound, and before any of us can react, the ground beneath us shatters. The ground beneath you shatters? Excuse me, what? Esto? What? I thought this was a grounded story. I don't know about you guys. Oh, maybe Wallace did just fall asleep. Maybe he went nappy time on the thing. I don't know. And just like that, I'm falling into darkness without even a chance to glance at the others. This awful darkness, the familiar sensation of dread, and nothing good is ever found in the dark. Ah, okay, a waiting room of some sort, I assume. When I finally come to, the first thing through my mind is just how uncomfortable whatever I'm lying on feels. Oh god, excuse me. Opening my eyes, everything's blurry, and the light above is strong enough to cause a throb of pain to pulse through my skull. Jesus Christ! Trying to push myself to my feet, my sluggish body barely responds to my brain's commands. What should have taken me seconds feels like it took minutes just to push myself to my hands and knees. Despite how much it took, it's still too fast for my body, and I almost vomit on the floor. The retching motion causes blood to rush to my head. By some miracle, I'm able to keep my lunch from exiting my body, but it's only a small victory. Because when I'm finally able to comprehend my surroundings, it only adds more questions with very bad implications. The first thing I notice is just how white all the walls are. They're covered in posters ranging from diagrams of the human body to general notices. Looking down, it's very clear what the hard surface I had been I've been lying on had been. The hard lino floor with a soft blue tint. I'm in a hospital waiting room, a small waiting room like one situated outside the doctor's office. What? What's going on? The first thing I notice about this hospital is just how quiet everything is. There are no people moving throughout the building, no chattering between nurses and patients, no beeping and buzzing of equipment. There is nothing but oppressive silence that tightens its grip around my lungs, making it hard to breathe. I need to calm down and just calm down, Wallace. Everything around the room, the small waiting area, doesn't have too much inside it. There's a cushioned bench, a small stand, and a shelf filled with rows of pamphlets. The room is uncomfortably white with how clean the floors are, but I swear for a moment, in the corner of my eye, I can see the floor on the furniture rotting. It's never there. It's never there when I look directly at it. I see. Actually, I think I'm going to end the part here, everyone. So I'll see you guys around.